Hello and welcome to Simon's Trading Channel. My name's Simon and this is my daily Bitcoin price action analysis. I hope you're all well. Happy Friday to you. It's Friday. It's come around again, man. These Fridays come around way too quick. So it's the end of the week for CME. This whenever it closes UK time, no idea. But not quite the end of the week for Bybit and the other perpetual exchanges. So yeah, end of the working week. I hope you've had a good one. Before I get into the nitty gritty, I just want to remind you, I'm not a financial advisor, so this isn't financial advice, but hopefully it'll be useful. All right, so similar to yesterday, in as much as yesterday it looked like the price action was basically stuck in this range here that I was talking about. It would appear that it's settled into the top quarter of my crazy red and blue range, and it looks like it's getting a bit of upside now. Drawn in a little line of randomness trend line, which they've been coming along a few times recently, but that to me looks like an ascending triangle up against resistance. And these can break out either way, up or down. I don't know because I can't predict the future. This last one obviously broke to the upside. Where was the one prior to that? There's a mini one here that broke to the upside. They come around very frequently in Bitcoin. So there was a mini one there that broke to the upside. This was more of a channel. So I would say the probabilities based on the fact that this is in a pretty significant uptrend still on the higher time frames, regardless of these little blips that have happened on the lower time frames. The probabilities are this will break to the upside. I wouldn't be surprised though that Bitcoin's only really tested the all-time high sort of resistance zone twice. I wouldn't be surprised if it breaks up from here, hits the top, and then comes back down. But that's all hearsay, right? That's just me guessing. Certainly not tradable information. So I'll see what happens, and I'll do what price action tells me. But at the moment, it's very clear on the lower time frames that there is a sequence of higher lows up against this lower time frame resistance, which isn't a million miles away from the all-time high. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. If it doesn't break out of this range today, weekend could turn into just a continuation sideways, because a lot of times price action over the weekend isn't decisive. But that obviously remains to be seen, and that again is in the future, and talking about future price action probably isn't very wise, not unless you can time travel, which, as I established the other day, I can't. So yes, lower time frames wedging up against this resistance. It's basically coming in at 68,000. And it's either going to break up or it's going to break down. And I'll be watching to see what happens. I may as well mention this as a continuation of yesterday. Well, we've got it. So I got a little VWAP indicator with some standard deviation areas that I've just made sort of blurred into the background for now. So the VWAP's just sort of edging its way up. It's a bit lethargic, but there is still upward movement of the volume-weighted average price, which is just that intraday indicator that I mentioned yesterday. So it's good to refer to that for, the intraday price action. But you can also see it with your eyes. What else did I want to mention? The 4 hour. So you can see basically the same thing on the 4 hour. I do think it's more likely that Bitcoin goes sideways here on the higher time frames. And you can see on the 4 hour, you can see it's a combination, of course, as always, of buying and selling pressure, but it is banging its head up against this sort of area between the all-time high and where it is now. And you want to see some good closures above there, really, for more upside. This is useful, though, because as long as Bitcoin is closing higher time frames, basically above an area somewhere between 59,000 and 57.5, then downside seems very unlikely. And so either ranging or a break to the upside, I think, is the name of the game for the foreseeable future. And so I've definitely got an upside bias on most of my trades, even on the lower time frames at the moment. So yeah. So not much more to say today. I'm going to keep the video a little bit shorter than normal, but we'll see what happens. Hope you've enjoyed the content. If you have, please like and subscribe, and I'll do it all again tomorrow. Apologies for the late upload of yesterday's video. I recorded it fine, and then I got distracted and it wasn't uploaded until later on. So apologies for that, but I won't let it happen today. Okay, take care, enjoy your Friday, and I'll see you tomorrow.